During his little press briefing on Tuesday, where he proudly proclaimed that he was going to immediately violate a judge's order and send military into the state of Illinois, and also made the announcement that he was moving the Space Force, which, for the record, those are things he could have just said on Truth Social, but he decided to distract the media for a 24-hour news cycle as they pondered what he could possibly be willing to tell us. But one of the reporters present at that press briefing on Tuesday decided to ask Donald Trump about all the rumors that had been swirling over the weekend that he may have suffered a very serious health event and quite possibly may not have been with us anymore. And Donald Trump lied his face off, saying he didn't even know about them, even though he quite literally responded to them on Sunday. But here is what Donald Trump said about all those rumors that had been going around. Well, it's fake news. It's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying like, oh, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? It's also sort of a longer weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. No, I was very active this Labor Day weekend. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Liar. You responded on Sunday saying, quote, I've never felt better in my life. So you knew that these were out there. You knew what people were saying. And also, for the record, it wasn't the corporate news media that was, out there sharing rumors that you may have died. That was independent creators. A lot of it was going on TikTok, a lot of it on YouTube and Reels, and of course, social media. But any excuse, right, to attack the credibility of the media that it really is actually doing a decent enough job sometimes of covering you. They're not super great, but it is what it is. However, you're attributing something to the corporate media that should not be attributed to the corporate media. It's also worth noting that while Donald Trump was sitting out there denying all these rumors about his health, he was sporting a new bruise on his hand. So how do you explain that away? What's going on with the bruising on the hands? Now, thank goodness Donald Trump has given up trying to conceal them with the caked-on whiteout that he was putting on his hands, but nevertheless, they're still there. And either these are brand new bruises or the bruises from 2.5 weeks ago have not gone away. Both of those are very bad possibilities for his health. The administration, by the way, has tried to claim that, he's getting bruises because he's on a baby aspirin regimen, so he doesn't have a heart attack. And sure, baby aspirin or any aspirin regimen is going to cause a bit of a blood thinning issue, but only because of the way it affects the platelets. It makes the platelets not form clots inside the body, but also by extension causes clots to not form as easily on the inside from minor cuts and scrapes and whatnot, which can lead to bruising. But not to the extent that Donald Trump is showing on his hands. Unless he's getting multiple different injections or IVs in one hand, it's not going to leave a bruise that size, and it's not going to have a bruise that long. So they're lying about the cause of this, and it's not from shaking hands. If that man is so feeble that anytime you shake his hand, he's bruised for 2 weeks, then he's definitely in worse health than we think. So even their explanations of it actually make it seem like he's doing worse than he actually is. But we're not going to get answers from this administration. The guy could be in a pine box 6 feet underground, and Caroline Leavitt would still come out and tell you that he's healthier than he's ever been. That's how deceptive and dishonest these people truly are. So I don't know that we get any answers ever from any of this. But we definitely will not get them from Donald Trump, no matter how many new bruises he comes out sporting every time he sees a camera. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is how they do it. Companies called data brokers sell your data to anyone willing to pay for it. They do it without your consent, and they make billions selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they're legally required to remove your info if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. That's why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family and friends. They take care of the hard part by automatically removing your info from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is all-in-one digital security. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door open. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web. They provide real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking. They have 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. They provide a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and so much more. And they have US-based support available around the clock if anything goes wrong. If anything does end up happening, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection, and they have US fraud experts ready to help you 24/7. It's one app that provides every layer of protection. I don't want to leave myself vulnerable online, and you shouldn't either, and that's why I personally use Aura. Your personal data is collected by almost every single website you go to. Every shopping site you enter your information, it becomes the property of that company that then hands it to the brokers that then hand it to anyone. So protect yourself with Aura. Try it for yourself. You can go to aura.com/Farron to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites without you lifting a finger.